And so I'll bring it up as the King Amendment. I mean, there's no secret. I was just back to the American Farm Bureau convention and talking to some folks, and they didn't want to call it by the King Amendment. But this is a huge issue. What happened to Prop 2 here in California a number of years ago. January 1, 2015, our egg laying producers, and it's a major commodity for California, are going to have a gun to their head, and they don't know when the trigger is going to be pulled. And it's not right. This organization, California Farm Bureau, we spent around $200,000 in cash and in-kind through media and other things trying to combat Proposition 2 when the HSUS, Humane Society of the United States, brought that issue here to California. We got some help from the American Farm Bureau. We got very little help from other areas of the country because other areas of the country saw it as being a California problem. We are agriculture. We are farmers. If you cut one farmer, we ought to all bleed. And we should have all bled on this deal. And so we got active and to say, okay, if the voters of California want to pass something like this, they have to suffer the consequences. There is consequences to your actions. And so if you want to designate how livestock and how farmers ought to grow a product, you ought to have to pay the price for that. But if you can bring it in from another state and not feel that pain, then what's the cause for my action? Nothing. And HSUS could even say, there's no problem with this. Okay, we passed this law in California. The price of eggs didn't go up. So we got Governor Schwarzenegger to sign a bill that said after January 1st, 2015, all eggs in California that are sold in California have to be Prop 2 compliant. Now, Prop 2 compliant hasn't been defined yet. J.S. West went out and built the enriched colony and then sued, and the court said, it's not right. You haven't been harmed yet. They want to wait until that gun is to your head and somebody's fingers on the trigger to figure out what's Prop 2 compliant. And so what we said was, Governor, sign this bill. And he was going to veto the bill at first. And I got personally involved. This organization got personally involved, and we said, look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. There's going to be repercussions for this. The price of eggs have got to go up so that we can change those folks that are voting for these stupid things that they see on that little 30-second infomercial, that there's going to be repercussions for that. That we already have the safest and most reliable and the most economically priced food anywhere in the world. But now if you want to put people under some kind of false criteria because of what you saw on a 30-second infomercial, there's going to be repercussions for that. But now the rest of the country is saying, no, California, you're on your own. Well, guess what? No. And so we're going to fight this to the nth degree. The King Amendment is bad because the King Amendment is not HSUS, other farmers in the country against HSUS, it's farmer against farmer. If the King Amendment goes through, it will be the demise of agriculture throughout this country. It will be now mano a mano. We're going to do our own thing. If we're going to survive, we have to pull together. We're less than 2% of the population nationwide. In California, farmers and ranchers are less than 0.5%. Farmers here in this country are no different than farmers in Iowa. We all face challenges. Those challenges are different, but we all face challenges, and we all have to be, we have to work hard to survive. But we should not think that our survival is going to be if somebody else is harmed. The world wants today what we have in this country. They want what we have in this state. The markets are there. Let's work good together, well together, so we can combat regulation and these extraneous pressures that are trying to really affect our bottom line and our ability to produce. The King Amendment is bad. It is bad not only for California agriculture. If it was to get through the Farm Bill, it ultimately will start the demise of American agriculture.
It's very strong.
It is strong. It will do it because at the end of the day, it will be our egg producers against Iowa egg producers. That's not good. We need to fight together. They didn't see the reason to fight before. Before, the fight was farmers against HSUS. Today it's farmers against farmers. And isn't it funny? They didn't want to wage in when it was farmers against the HSUS. It's not our fight. Well, yes, it is your fight. But today, when it's farmer against farmer, they're more than willing to have lawsuits and all this stuff. And that's unfortunate. They better see above this and fight the fight wherever it is. Right now, there's a biotech fight in Jackson County in Oregon, where for one seed company, 90% of the biotech seed for sugar beets that are grown throughout the country are grown in that county. This is a fight for all of American agriculture, and trying to get all of American agriculture to defend those farmers in Jackson County has been slow in coming. Well, hopefully the folks that are hearing this on the radio or the TV, wherever it ends up, will get out their checkbooks and send to the Oregon Farm Bureau, who's leading the battle for the fight to be able to grow biotech crops in Jackson County so that we can maintain that ability to have this very effective technology in agriculture. And it will affect the entire country. But a lot of folks say, well, that's Jackson County's fight. No, it's all of our fight. It's just happening in Jackson County.